hope it's working this time. Is it going to do that thing? Ah! Yay! It's working this time.
Does that mean we're on?
Yeah, we're on.
All right, okay. All right, typical opening.
Yep.
Look, what I want to do to begin with is just give it a little bit more detail to what's happened and why we've had to make this change. This starts off with an email Duncan sent to me that came from the Garby people in relation to what was happening at the Gimpy Pyramid, and there's an original name which I haven't got written in front of me. I've forgotten, so I won't insult people by using it. We'll stick with the Gimpy Pyramid. Now, primarily, I then rang Alan Parsons, a person I value his advice I value greatly, a really nice person too, and he gave me some more filler, and then sort of I wanted to use him, and he actually insisted and said, no, use Auntie Minnie May. She could do that part of it, and get Diane and talk to Diane and whoever else she wants to work with. And I think it's changed now. There's a lady instead of Booker because of what's taking place on a daily basis. But they've got 20 minutes and Auntie Minnie Mace. What we did is we took someone else out. That's Dr. Rita Louise to put that in. Now, I've got to explain to people what we did is we put all that together and we've assembled that to change things up simply because we feel like, yes, the media's covered this, but not the right way. And we want them to have a chance to do that. And that's how we put this together. Now, I've got to make one point. Some people have complained when they found links to this and said, why are we charging the $27? Well, look, here's the point. When it comes to Matthew Priestley and when it comes to Shauna Bostock, we contacted them and said, we're doing this setup and this is what we do. We charge $27 and we share the money equally amongst each speaker, all get the same amount. So the number of people there divided equally. That's how we do it. We agreed to that and we told them, well, this is what could happen. We're not sure what you're going to get, but you'll get something of that, to be honest. What people are now saying is that those people, and we've been doing this for quite some time, and I've got to tell you, when the money goes to original people, it often helps. I know one occasion, I think this is right, Evan, where Auntie Minnie Mace needed money desperately because she had a problem with it at the vets with one of the animals. And we advanced to the money coming from that. We hadn't even got it fixed up, but we gave that to her so she could pay for that. So don't get the idea that we take all that money and we go on overseas holidays, which of course is impossible. But it's not like that. That's not how this is done. No. And in this occasion, you cannot expect all those people who we already promised were going to be paid. They pay nothing for this and we all do it for free when it costs us money to put this on anyway. We didn't at any stage. I mean, and Diane sort of knew what we do because she watches it each time. We give her a free copy so she knows what we're doing all the time. We offered that to them. But we didn't say we could do it for free because that's unfair on the people who are working there. And it's also unfair on Leah and Evan, who since COVID don't have a job. They lost their jobs. This is their only income. So I think it's a bit unfair for people to be upset with us for saying, for some strange reason, we need to do this for free. We can't because it costs us so much to do that. And the people working with us, including Evan and Leah, have got to get money from somewhere. And this is the way of doing it. With culture, with respect, and evenly. So ladies and gentlemen, can we just make that clear? And what I am saying to people is, it's really important you listen to what they've got to say. It really is important because this is a really important site that's going to be destroyed. And I feel like you can gorge and then this after this. I just think anything is possible. And I am hearing right now, I think the Dharma is about to destroy some more sacred sites there and they're fighting for that. And it looks like they can't hold that either. There's a pattern here. And somewhere in the line, people have got to look at this and stop. And what we're saying to people, if you want to hear the full story, sure, you've got to pay a little bit of money. But that gets shared up. And whatever section Diane would have got, I know they don't want the money, but they want it to go into the fund to protect that. And that's exactly what will happen. That's just the way it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to come and listen to what's got to say. But in the same instance, you also get to hear of an education system that goes not through kindergarten, as I thought, but all the way through to primary. The whole of the primary and infants are doing something that was given the 2021 award by the Minister for Education for New South Wales, where they are taught all of their ethics and their content is based around 10 dreaming stories that go from year kindergarten through to year 6. And there's a saying, give me a child at 7, I can make the man or the slave. Well, this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it's working. And that's a school that's gone from suspensions all the time to nobody being suspended and the kids smiling. And they are learning their literacy based on the content there, and the teachers are learning the language as part of this deal. That's a fantastic positive story about the change in the future, and it needs to be factored into this change. We believe it happens at Uluru. And then we're going to do a segment on the rocks. Now we're going to go both sides of the equation. And I remember last time I showed people this particular rock. It's a protection rock, and it actually weighs over 5 kilos. It's been coated and it's shaped like this, and it looks a little bit like an axe, but as I've said, there's no hafting point there. There's never been used, it's never been cut. But you've got to start looking at this and saying, how was this created? Technologically, there's some real issues about this thing. Now, what's also interesting, in running in line with what we're going to talk about, is I'm also going to talk about the impact some of these rocks have had in a metaphysical, mystical, magical, I don't know what word fits, I don't know which of the M's is right, but it happened. And I started to talk about that rock, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, and of course we go into much more detail further on with this rock and 2 others that joined up on what they did. And it's a real story about people that, and by the way, these rocks were in a situation where if this gentleman didn't stop what he was doing within half an hour, he would have been dead, and he knew it. He acknowledged these rocks were doing something, but that's part of the story that carries on. The reason I brought that particular rock is I want to tell you about how I got to know about the other side of some of these things. And I've only got less than 3 minutes to do this because I promised everyone, including Eric, I would keep this under 10 minutes. So I'm going to have to make this pretty quick. Now see this rock here, when I first got it, when I get rocks of real significance, which this is, right, and we'll talk more about it further on, there's little marks and indentations there that mean a lot. When I first get any rock or ring or anything, I hold it for a while and get used to it and find out where it's coming from and just introduce myself to the rock before I start to look. And with this one I did the same thing. And I remember it was the middle of winter, but where I live up in the subtropics near Byron Bay in the hills here, it's the middle of the day and it was about 20 degrees, and I think I had shorts and a t-shirt on like I've got now, and I held this rock in my hand. And for the first time ever, it reacted against me, and I think it was this finger, this one here. It just got frozen. Couldn't feel it instantaneously. And I rubbed it, and I remember it took me an hour and a half before I could get feeling. I thought the damn thing was going to fall off. And I thought, well, maybe it looks like I'm going to have a serious heart problem here or something's going wrong. It didn't look good. But I dismissed it and thought, well, that was odd. Then I went out the second day and I sat with that rock again, because you have to sit with it, because it weighs 6 kilos. It's very hard to carry around or put in your back pocket. And I was holding it again, and this time it was this finger here completely froze again. I thought, this is not good. Okay, and I went through the same thing. I was holding the rock and I put it in my lap and I'd be rubbing it again, put it away. It took about 2.5 hours before the feeling came back. And I thought to myself, well, this is a bit odd. Either I'm going to die in the next couple of days, and by the way, this was about 5 years ago, so I'm still here, so that wasn't it. Or am I having a reaction from this rock? So the next day I went back out again, put it in my hand, and both the fingers started, and I knew straight away what was going on. I put the rock down and I told it, okay, I'll move you around, but I won't hold you anymore, and we'll leave our investigation at that. And we had an agreement. I was never going to use it again because I felt like there's something really ominous inside, which there is, and there's more to it than that. But further on, that's as far as I'm prepared to go, because further on we did get an arrangement, and it still works to this day. And I've got to put that rock back very soon, and that's why I've got to keep it to 10 minutes anyway, because to this day it protects us. But ladies and gentlemen, I've got to do this inside 10 minutes. There is an article that's attached There is a place that we're talking at. Come and join us. It's worthwhile. It needs to be heard, and that pyramid is in imminent danger. And I'm going to finish at that so I can claim it under 10 minutes.